Lisa Bennett, workforcemillionaire.com, helping you to rock your world of money. Today, we are doing a comparison of brokerage accounts. And our brokerage today is Fidelity Investments. This was a great experience for me to go through the Fidelity screens for 2 hours, poring over their features to create this slide deck for you. And anyone attending today, if you have questions at the end that aren't covered by me or the slides, I am willing to go into my account and walk through some screens with you. But for the purposes of not exposing my holdings to everybody who watches these videos, I am not going to be going directly into the screens until I turn off the recording. So I'm going to be showing you what I learned on the Fidelity site this morning through the slide deck. So let me share that out. Slideshow from beginning. So we are evaluating the top 5 brokerage firms. I believe they're all in the US. And that is based on a whole bunch of different evaluations that have been done out there. I looked at a bunch of different evaluations and I culled the top 5, including one that's very much a newcomer. And this one is definitely not a newcomer. So today we're going to Fidelity Investments. I have had my account there many years. I actually don't remember when I got my account at Fidelity, so I couldn't tell you. Probably 20 years, I don't know. So what we are looking for in each one of these evaluations is how to create an account and log in. The trend line of what is going on in the market today is always good to have available to you because you're coming into your account for a reason, usually to buy or sell stock. Although obviously in all these brokerage firms, you can just do pure research. So the trend line should be easily available to you, and I'll show you where that is on Fidelity. Finding a ticker symbol. So when you're buying a stock, you probably know the name of the company, and to buy the stock, you need what's called the ticker symbol. This is back from when there was ticker tape. They call it a ticker symbol. And that is a little acronym that's been created by the SEC for that company. And that's how it's represented online. That should be very easy. Finding the ticker symbol should always be very easy. And then you want to know how to buy and sell a stock. Details of your stock buy, like I just put in an order, where is it? See your cost basis. So that means I wrote these down because this is what I do when I go into accounts. And I don't consider myself to be tremendously sophisticated. But if there are things that I have forgotten about, please let me know. So cost basis means I'm about to sell some stock for one reason or another, and I need to know how much I paid for it because I want to see how much profit I'm going to make on it. And that is based on your cost basis. So different brokerages represent that on different pages and in different ways, and we will be comparing those. What % of your holdings is in that stock? So just to preface all of these presentations, I am not a financial advisor. I am not your financial advisor. I am not here as a financial advisor. I am a financial literacy coach. I like to teach you how to manage your money, but I am not allowed to give you stock tips. There are a number of things that I'm not allowed to do that only a financial advisor can do, but I can educate you. So what percent of your holdings are in that stock? Why I've written that down is any financial advisor will tell you that if you hold, let's say 10 or 20 different company shares, lots of shares, and you would like to sell some, you might have a favorite, a least favorite. You want to sell your least favorite, but a financial advisor will tell you, you start by selling from the lot that is the largest percentage of your portfolio. So somewhere in your brokerage account, you would like to be able to find what percentages each of these are in your portfolio. And we have the screens for that. And also there's research tools. Like in all of these examples, I'm going to be using a stock called Lemonade because it's a fun name. It's a relatively new stock. And there's a lot of brouhaha around Lemonade right now. So we're going to use Lemonade as all of our examples. So you want to research the latest of what's going on with Lemonade. And again, I'm open to suggestions if you have other questions. What is Fidelity Investments known for? Each of these brokerage firms is known for something a little bit different. They have a reputation for mutual funds. They have mutual funds available at Fidelity that aren't available anywhere else, that are strong and that are a no load. They're not charging you fees for their mutual funds, and $0 trading commissions. All of the firms I'm showing you have $0 trading commissions. They're not charging you for buying and selling stock. Lots of research, an easy to use platform that can also be customized for more advanced traders. Now, I'm assuming if you're in one of my presentations in this mastermind, you are not an advanced trader. So my question to Fidelity is, do they also have tools available who are for new investors? Yes, tools available for new investors. And in fact, I may call Fidelity after this mastermind and talk to them about this. So this rating down below is done by NerdWallet. Again, yesterday in the TD Ameritrade evaluation, I recommend you go to NerdWallet. They have a lot of education out there about stocks, and they give it a five-star rating. And 0 fee index funds and strong customer service reputation. More than 3,400 no transaction fee mutual funds. Top-notch research tools and trading platform. And I have a confession to make. I have had this account so long. And to me, when I log into Fidelity, it reminds me of an old man account. That's my little judgment nerd. But the way the whole website is set up is so beautiful and structured, and it feels very high end. It has always reminded me of an old man investment firm. And what I learned when I did all the research for this presentation is I am totally wrong on that. I'm totally wrong. They have amazing features. So let me show you some of them. This is the homepage. This is what you will get if you don't have an account here. And you can see where they're asking you to open account here or open account here, log in here, log in here. And up here on the right, remember I said how to get a ticker symbol? If I type lemonade into this box right here that says search or get a quote, it will immediately tell me the ticker symbol for lemonade, which is cool. It was easy, very easy. So I come in and I log in. I mean, I know my username. I keep my password in a safe place. I change my password on a regular basis. These are all good security things. And then, oh, just a reminder, yesterday in the TD Ameritrade screens, they're all blue and the Fidelity screens are all green. And I think that's interesting. These colors represent growth and comfort, and the colors are really significant. These people, so I came from high tech, these people have spent millions of dollars perfecting these interface screens, and I'm impressed. So the next screen, so this is the lower part of that same login page, and it shows the trend lines. Down there on the right are the trend lines for this morning, what's going on with the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the Nikkei, the Dow Jones Industrials. So this should be very accessible on any brokerage account, and this is very accessible. It's on the homepage. And a bunch of news stuff, what's coming from their experts, news in the world. And it says, please see perspective from the SEC on the risks of day trading. Okay, so it's also like a security warning. But this is a nice, well-developed front page, and I'm sure it changes regularly throughout the day. Now, just to show you what's available if you don't have an account out there. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we did a simulate your success workshop for people to look at how much money they have left at the end of their years on this world based on a simulator. And there are simulators available here. All of these things are available to anyone who doesn't have an account, except the things that have a lock. The lock means, of course, you lock down your portfolio. That's private, your account positions. If you want to trade, you can't trade if you don't have an account. Your cash management, bill paying, full view, security, advanced features, statements, but almost everything here. Here's your watch list. Here are your alerts. Almost everything here is free. It's available to the public. And there was a place where you could actually set up a free account, like a guest account. I'm impressed by this. This is probably 80% of what they have available, or 70% of what they have available is free to everyone, even without an account. They're not even tracking you. So if I clicked on the top one that said login, this is the page I get. And of course, I just put my username and password in here. And you know what? I do not let it remember my username, and never, ever, ever let an interface remember your password for any financial account. Don't let it do that. Someone gets hold of your computer and your password is already there in the screen. Don't let it happen. That's not safe. So here you can register for online access. And I'm going to show you the screens that it'll take you to. Open an account or register now is going to take you to this screen. What a cool screen. It says you could open an IRA account, a rollover IRA account, a Roth IRA account, a brokerage account, cash management account, 529 is a college savings account, a Fidelity Youth account. I had never heard of that. I went to those screens. They're amazing for people who have young children. And then this is managed accounts. So I'm not going to go there because I don't let other people manage my money. So already have, okay. And if you create an application, you haven't finished it, you can go to your one that you haven't finished yet. This screen is nice. This is a nice layout with all their options. It's easy. So I went to that youth account one. I thought maybe it's an UGMA account. So if you were here for the TD Ameritrade presentation, you found that one of their options was an UGMA/UTMA account, Universal Gifts to Minors Act. That is not what this is. This is allowing your 13 to 17-year-old to spend, save, and invest and track and learn about money. This is cool. This is very cool. And whatever money they have in here when they turn 18 gets transferred straight over into a regular brokerage account. This is teaching your kids when they're young about money. And the page goes much farther down and talks about spending, saving, and investing. And it's beautifully done. It says they can trade stocks, exchange traded funds, mutual funds, like kids who are 13 to 17. I actually didn't know that. Good thing I did this, right? No fees. And there's a dedicated youth learning center. Awesome. This is awesome. Now we need a center kind of like this for brand new investors who aren't 13 to 17, but that's great. Maybe we could learn a lot in there. Here's the regular Fidelity brokerage account, 0 commission on stocks, exchange traded funds, and options. You can do fractional shares. This was interesting. Fractional shares using the Fidelity mobile app, which I don't have, and free independent research from more than 20 providers. So look at your investment choices, and I want you to note what you cannot trade in here, and you cannot trade at TD Ameritrade. And you might not think about this, but you can trade stocks, funds, indexes, options, mutual funds, bonds and CDs, precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. Anyone know what's missing? It's something I held a summit on earlier this year. No cryptocurrency. Fidelity is not a place where you can trade cryptocurrency. And as far as I know, only one of the brokerages we're going to evaluate this week allow you to trade crypto. Note is that I'm not encouraging anyone to trade cryptocurrency, but this is just something I noticed in looking at their list is they don't allow it at Fidelity. It's not one of their features. Here's the cash management account that they had talked about on that page that said what kind of account you can open. This is incredibly cool. An alternative for individuals, giving you the power to manage your cash and spending alongside your investments, and 2% cash back on your Visa card. The Visa card has no annual fee. You get 2 points for every dollar you spend. Your points don't expire. Boy, a digital wallet with an option of Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. A cash management account, which is very similar to my bank account at USAA. No account fees or minimum balances. Your ATM fees are reimbursed. They don't have their own ATM machines, so they allow you to use your card in any ATM machine pretty much in the US. And at the end of the month, they reimburse you for the charges from those ATM machines. I think to like a limit of 5 per month. I have never gone over the limit. At least at my bank, it was 5 per month. A free debit card, check writing, bill pay, mobile check deposit. I mean, everything that I get at my bank, it turns out you can do in their cash management account. Like, who knew? This reminds me of the day I was stuck in a DMV line. And so I pulled the manual out of my car to stand in line. And I learned more from that manual standing in line than I would have learned from 2 years of owning the car. It was great that I was finally reading the manual. So I am proud and happy that I have spent hours creating these slideshows for you, because I am like reading the manual of all these brokerage accounts, 3 of which I use. This is a traditional IRA, of course. Traditional IRA is you are making income and you're putting pre-tax income into a traditional IRA. Rollover IRA, you worked at a company that gave you a retirement account or a 401k account. You leave the company or you retire from it. You roll it over under the covers, never taxed, into a rollover IRA account. And now it's yours and you get to play with it however you want. When I came from high tech, they had been putting all of my 401k money into mutual funds at Vanguard. We had a very limited number of choices. As soon as I left the company, I rolled it over either into Fidelity or a Vanguard account, I forget which. And then I started moving my own money around and making more money on it. So sometimes your company doesn't let you have a whole lot of options. The Roth IRA, of course, is after tax dollars. And it talks about as long as you have earned income up to the limit set by the IRS, you can contribute to a Roth, and they have income limits. As your income increases, the amount you can contribute gradually decreases to 0. Roth only makes sense for certain situations. Definitely a financial advisor would talk to that. I have one Roth IRA. So it's not going to get taxed again. It's already been taxed. An inherited IRA, guess what? I did not see this option at TD Ameritrade yesterday. So you've inherited it from somebody, and you can set that up here as well. And a Fidelity Roth IRA for kids. Who knew? I did not see this as well on the TD Ameritrade site. So it can be opened and managed by any adult on behalf of a minor who is earning income, but they must be earning income. Qualifying income can come from a job and or self-employment like babysitting, mowing lawns, or shoveling snow, which is one of the things I did when I was young. I did babysitting and modeling to make my money to like buy my bike and stuff like that. So it's really cool that they're setting up accounts. And once again, they're under the age of 18. My guess is that this is going to roll over into a regular IRA when they hit 18. I'd have to read the details on that, but this is a really cool thing for kids. And now all of the stuff that I just covered was free and available for anyone to look at who doesn't have an account. So all those pages you could have done. Now I'm going to log into my account. So if you see below this screen that has all these options, it has little charts and numbers. So all I did was, the scenario we're going to run through is buying some stock. I put my cursor over the word trade, and I was looking around the page. And as I did that, it popped up all these options in front of me. So it has a hover code that says, when you've been on the site for this long and you've like hovered over one of these words, then pop up all these options. But the home page is behind it right now. So I did click on trade, and we're going to pretend that we're going to execute a lemonade trade. We are going to buy lemonade. So it took me to this screen and it says symbol, and I typed in lemonade and it dropped down a little thing that said basically the ticker symbol is LMND. I clicked on that. So lemonade was at 67.47 a share. Guess what? If you were in the TD Ameritrade comparison yesterday, you know that I put out a bid for lemonade at 70 yesterday. Later in the day, I dropped that bid to 68. I actually didn't want it to execute. And so when I was working later on last night after the recording, I actually canceled that order, or it would have executed. So I would have purchased lemonade by now because it has dropped to 67.47 a share. So I'm not aiming to actually buy lemonade today. We're just using it for example purposes. So this buy screen, so it defaulted to this green box that says shares. So it checked that for me instead of dollars. Most people buy shares. And then I clicked on buy. And when I clicked on buy, it opened this box that says share amount. And I put in 50. That's what I had in the other account yesterday. I was buying 50. And then I think it defaulted to market. So I clicked on limit and I said, I'm willing to buy it at $55 a share. And that order is good till canceled. So that order would cost me, 55 times 50 would cost me $3,250. Now, what I wasn't paying attention to is up here, it's telling me you have $930 sitting in this account that you can actually trade with right now. So then I hit the preview order button, and guess what happens next? It's very cool. It's kind of like my car telling me I'm doing something wrong. It says error. You actually don't have enough money to execute this trade. What would you like to do? You need 100% of the order in cash, and you have no money committed to other orders right now. The estimated quantity of shares that you could be purchasing of this stock right now is 18. Okay, great error screen is telling me my options, is telling me what the problem is. It's not scary. So what I did was I went back and changed it to 10 shares, and then I got to this. I clicked all the boxes and I said preview order. This is my preview limit order. It looks like I left that just open for the day. Buy, limit at $50, 10 shares only for today. And I placed that order. So I hit the place order button. It says your order is received. This is instantaneous. It happens within 1 or 2 seconds. You get a screen that says your order is received. You can go here to manage your orders, here to view your other positions. You can enter a new order. This is really intuitive, folks. They did a beautiful job on this interface. This is really easy. So it's letting me know I have an order out there. This is what lemonade's at right now. And I placed an order. So I clicked on the manage orders button. Okay. The blue boxes that are blued out here show all the money that I have in this account, and you don't really need to know that. So it shows me that in my rollover IRA account, I have a 10 shares of lemonade limit at $50 open for just today. And I didn't cancel it. It's not going to get down to $50 today. And if it did, I would buy it. So, and then notice up here on the right, see, I've circled her. Angela Lipow. I'm not sure how you say her name. She is my assigned agent for my Fidelity account. She calls me occasionally. I've never seen her. I've never taken up all of her offers to, help me with my account because I feel like I know what I'm doing in here. But they will give you, and I'm not sure how much you have to have in your account for them to give you an agent. I have a lot in this account. So I don't know at what the money balance is before they'll assign someone to you, but she's there for me. If I ever wanted to call Angela, she's there. All right, so this is my one open order. And then I want you to notice it says all accounts, activity and orders. It would show me any orders that I had open on any. I have a rollover IRA here, a Roth IRA, and this is actually a rollover IRA from Yahoo. It has actually nothing to do with Verizon. Don't ask me. But it went in through the Verizon savings plan. So these are 2 rollover IRAs and a Roth IRA. And if I had any open orders, it would show on this screen, which I like because I don't have to go poking around. If you remember from TD Ameritrade, I had to be either in the IRA account or the regular brokerage account to look at what was going on in there. So there were 2 very different areas of TD Ameritrade for me to poke around in. This is showing me all at once. Now, where's my order? So now this is the review order status screen. It shows I have an open order to buy 50 shares of Lemonade. The limit was $70. This was yesterday's, sorry. This was yesterday's screen. This was when I bought the Lemonade, when I ordered it yesterday. I canceled this order. But this is pretty much what this is what the previous screen looks like, but this is what it looks like at TD Ameritrade. There are different interfaces. I like the Fidelity one. It's bigger. It's actually bigger. Now, another number that remember I said we need to know is what percentage of my account. If I'm going to sell some stock from my account, I want to know what percentage it is in my account. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 positions sitting here. These are 8 different stocks that I've blued out. One of them is 20% of this account. It represents, quantity. I'm not sure what that one is, but this one is a really large holding in this account. I think this might be a mutual fund. I think it's a mutual fund. It represents almost 21% of this account. So if I were to cash out on some stock in this account, chances are I would go to the one that's 21% of my account. It's a good idea. Now, remember, we want to know our cost basis. I'm going to sell some stock. How much am I going to be taxed on? So I actually clicked on one of the lots of stock that I have in this account. And this is the box that drops down. It is American Express. It looks like I've owned American Express since 2008. It's long-term. I've been holding it a long time. I bought 2 different lots, one on July 7th and one on June 27th. And the first lot I bought 130 and the second lot 125. They were both about $39 a share. So I bought them for about $10,000 altogether. And today they are worth at least $44,000. So in a regular brokerage account, I would be taxed on the difference. But this isn't a regular, it is an IRA account. I will be taxed at my normal tax rate if I take money out of here. But I love to look at how much money I've gained before I sell stock. It makes me feel good. And then here's the research screens. There's a lot available here. So again, I typed Lemonade in up here, and these are all the different kinds of research that I can do on Lemonade. I can even go directly to the SEC filings. That's what we're going to cover next week when we cover looking at stocks, researching stocks. I could look at the opinions of all the analysts, research reports, the latest news. This is like soup to nuts of what you would like to know about the Lemonade stock. And this is all the default stuff they put here. What's happening in your different sectors? What are Fidelity customers ordering? Really? The market movers right now. This is their default screen right here. Come on. So I actually did. I clicked on researching Lemonade, just the first option that they had, and it brought me to this screen. So it's showing me how it's doing in the market and its chart. And it popped up this box that said, try the new research experience. I thought, yeah, okay, why not? I mean, obviously these guys are into their interface. They worked really, really hard on making this easy for people. So it was up here. I tried clicking on the words and it didn't work. I had to click on the button, and the button turned this thing green, and then it popped up the new research screen. And it had a guide. It had a little self-guided tour thing going. So it talked about what the tabs are. And then it showed the chart, and it said, and you can move the X and Y axes with your cursor. I thought, well, that must work only with your phone. So I started doing it, and it worked with my computer. And then I sent them feedback, because then I lost the guided experience. I couldn't find it anymore. When I actually moved the cursor around on the chart, I lost the little button that was guiding me around the screen. So I sent them feedback. I clicked on this give feedback up here, and I sent them pretty detailed feedback because I came from high tech. I used to do usability testing, and I think they'll respond to me because I told them that what I'm doing today and that I love their interface, but they should fix this guide me now thing. So altogether, a really good experience here at Fidelity and highly recommended. I have seen, honestly, I've seen some interfaces that were cringeworthy. And as a last screen here, I want to talk about security. This is for everybody who has brokerage accounts. Don't ever save a brokerage password on your phone or computer in the login screen. Someone gets hold of your phone, someone gets hold of your laptop, and they can get into your account. Don't ever let that happen. Bad, bad. It's very secure, risky, risky, risky. Two-factor authentication. If you don't know what that means after I put it's going to ask for both the password and it's going to send either a text to my phone or it'll send me email. If you have easy access to a smartphone, it will text you and give you a special code to put in a cell that you enter before you can get into your account. Or if you don't have easy access to a cell phone, and sometimes I don't, it'll send you email. You get choices. Two-factor authentication, again, can help you get into your account where someone else can't. Always log out of a brokerage account if you have it up on a tab on your computer. Don't use that tab again. Actually, exit the application and close that tab down. And if you don't log out, they will log you out for you. And I don't remember how many minutes it takes, probably 15 minutes, and then they will log you out. But don't ever leave your browser open with your brokerage account there. And then use new browser tabs. Don't use that same tab again after you've exited your brokerage account, just in case someone is tracking your movement online. Don't let them track what you've been doing in a brokerage account. My opinion, I'm not a security expert. I'm not a hacker expert, but usually in those fields that say, would you like me to save your password? You can do a little drop down that says, never save a password on this site. And you can do that for all of your financial accounts because you don't want people to know your passwords. Keep them safe and change them every 3 months or so. So, oh my gosh, that went a lot faster than I thought it would. It went longer yesterday. So that is what I had today. Maybe it'll go faster because I'm doing the same thing every day. So that is what I had. Do you have any questions, or are there any parts of that website that you would have liked to review that I didn't cover? Corinna?
Being in Canada, I'm wondering if there's anything that would not be relevant or applicable to me and my journey through this. You know, if I was to, for example, go in and trade or buy some shares in Fidelity, is there anything in there, like, because all the different things, obviously IRA is, the internal, that's American, right? IRS. But is there anything you recommend that I do to make, or is this all relevant for me too, despite where I'm living?
Wow, I think I would have to actually ask an expert on that one. But what I do know is I have purchased stock that was Canadian. I've purchased stock that was Swiss, and it shows up in my tax report at the end of the year. And when my taxes get done, she enters it a little bit differently in all the forms that she completes. For me, it has to go in a little bit differently. So I would kind of assume that if you were making money on American stock at the end of the year, you do have a tax year and you put in taxes in Canada, right? Yeah. So you would take their report.
Yeah. And
say it again. Yeah,
I have an accountant, so he would. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
I have an accountant to deal with that, but I'm thinking more, Lisa, just with, like, I can go in like you can, doesn't matter where I live in the world. I can go in and purchase stocks through, or shares through Fidelity, for example, that brokerage, and get myself started in investing. Doesn't matter where I live to invest in these different brokerage companies.
Are you born with a social security number in Canada?
Yes.
Okay, so the brokerage accounts are based on your name, your address, and your social security number, of course, because you're going to get tracked with your financial goings on based on your social security number. So I would assume that when you open your brokerage account and you put in your social, now that information is going to go to the Canadian government, just like my information all goes to the US government. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. That's helpful.
You're welcome. And Elizabeth sent us a message saying that she is more confident and she's also going to watch the replay. So that's fine. Anything else, Corinna?
No, I think it's really neat to have you walk us through, because I feel like I can go now and poke around and yeah. And like this other person said, more confident going in. Like it's not a complete unknown any longer, and it feels accessible. So I appreciate the information.
I'm glad. That is my purpose here, is to make everyone feel comfortable, at least poking around the brokerage sites. And yesterday I think I showed how to open an account. I won't be opening an account on all of these, but it's not hard. So to do this presentation, the 5th brokerage account I did not have. I had to create it. And that is on Robinhood, which is the newest brokerage firm we're going to be reviewing. Within 10 minutes, I had an account that was attached to my bank. And that is amazing. It used to take 3 to 4 days because they had to, this is in the past, run a little money transaction through your bank twice. And then you had to put in how much money they ran through your account. It's like 17 cents and 35 cents. And then they back it out again. So you say, yeah, the transaction went through and this is how much you put in, and they confirm that. And then they withdraw those transactions and now your bank is attached to your account. Well, now there was a new tool that says log into your bank now. And I thought, oh, this is the first time I've done this. This makes me feel a little bit nervous. Like, really, am I going to hand you my bank account login? But it was me logging into my bank through a link and to my, I forget, savings account. And then it said, you're attached. Your new account is now attached to your bank. Well, that was easy. Kind of like Zelle. Have you used Zelle yet? This new tool called Zelle that'll take money directly from your bank account and send it to somebody. Like no money orders ever required again in your life. No wire. Well, they haven't deleted all the, thank you. They haven't gotten rid of all the wire transactions. When I buy houses, there are still wire transactions, but we're getting closer to making this whole thing happen a lot faster. So yeah, signing up for an account now uses a tool. You log into your bank account and within 5 to 10 minutes, you actually have an account that is attached to your bank and you can now move money and buy stuff. Very impressive. So they're making it easier for us. And they took away the brokerage fees not that long ago after my sons were born. They're 18 and 20 now. When I started, the only account that had, thank you, Elizabeth, the only account that had free transactions was called Free Trade. Free Trade became E-Trade. And then eventually all my other brokerage accounts went to free stock trading and I closed down my E-Trade account. But we will also be looking at E-Trade this week. It turns out, although I took all my money out of it, it was still open. I did not know this. So we'll look at E-Trade as well. But it's been really fun going through this today. I loved looking at the manual of my Fidelity account, and tune in again tomorrow for our next brokerage firm. Lisa Bennett here, workforcemillionaire.com, helping you to rock your world of money.